Welcome everybody to the Signatures and Finisher podcast. I'm your host DS Walk, and as usual, I am joined by my tag team partner. Because we are tag team champions in this wonderful world of pro wrestling. Uh, you know how it is. That's my guy. That's my brother. That's Jamie, y'all.
Unshaven today, so you can make fun of me again. I had to wake up early and drive to Novi for a football game. So
Hey, don't worry about it, man. I ain't got a haircut and a lineup in about a couple weeks, or actually about a month. So eventually, I'm gonna get to that. I'm gonna get to it. I'm gonna have a fresh cut, a fresh shaven beard, fully.
so when I moved to
Hopefully.
Florida, the first haircut I got took an hour and 45 minutes. We got about 45 minutes into it, and I was like, the dude's still working on the back of my head. And I was like, "Can I just ask you what you got going on back there?" And he goes, "Oh, dude, I'm just lining you up." I was like, "Dude, I'm white. My hair is gonna grow by tomorrow. There's no point. You're wasting your time." And he's like, "No, no, I gotta make it look good." And I was like, "You don't cut a lot of white guys' hair, do you?" And he's like, "No, not really." And this is a Cuban dude. Like I'm in Fort Myers. It's a whole Cuban community out there. And I'm like, "Yeah, dude, like everything that you're doing right now," I said, "Usually my haircut's like 10 minutes in and out because my stuff's gonna start growing by tonight. This lineup is gonna be gone within 2 days. Just go." Still took him another hour after that to get done.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And like you've seen my hair. I keep a high and tight. It's pretty simple. Skin fade, done. And yeah, hour and 45 minutes.
Yeah. So um, I went to a barbershop where I'm at now for the first time. I want to say about a month ago. I was a little hectic because I've seen a lot of people. It's a different haircut than the South in the Midwest. In the Midwest, they actually love your lineup. In the South, they push your hair back like you want to be like George Jefferson. But I was I was lucky, but I was lucky enough to find a barber down here. He cuts good hair. He called himself the Fade Master. He actually the lineup was pretty good. So shout out to the Fade Master. I'm gonna be calling you soon because your brother need a cut. It's the holiday season. I'm tired of looking like Grizzly Adams. Part
Look a
two.
little mangy. Like I tell my dog, you look a little mangy.
Yeah, yeah, I know. The dog Peanut, he looks better than me right now. So it's one of those things. Oh, especially a Peanut. Shout out to the cat that was outside in my backyard.
Shouting
Who,
out cats now.
yeah, he knew I had. I know there's a lot of pet lovers out there and a lot of cat lovers out here. I didn't have evil intentions. It was just that the cat was, was right there, and I took advantage of the situation. So I let Peanut have his fun. I let him out. He smelled the cat. He missed the cat. The cat must have smelled him, and he hopped over the fence.
So
So,
you gotta be careful. Peter might start listening to this, and then I'm gonna have to answer for what you did.
hey, no pets didn't get hurt.
That's good.
No pets didn't get hurt. I made sure of that. Now, if we was talking about a possum or something, I did see one get hit, but I didn't do it. I did see one get hit, but it wasn't me.
Okay.
Anyhow, signature and finisher podcast. You know how it is. The best finisher move in wrestling right now, in my opinion, is the Claymore, but we're gonna be seeing that for a while because that guy is suspended, allegedly creative suspended.
You really think that that's the best going on right now?
Nah, not really, but
I
it's
was
a
gonna
good move
say.
though. It's a
I mean,
good
it's
move.
good, but like
It's a
I'd
good
at least
move.
say Weapon X by Brian Cage would be better. But
Better than the better than swerve kick to the head or to the side.
yeah, I mean, if we're saying the best going on right now, I'd probably have to say the Soul Satcher.
By Sol Ruka. I mean, it's a variation of the RKO. She just
It's
does
a
it.
100% cooler variation than
Oh,
anything
it
Randy
is. It
Orton has
is.
ever done.
It is. I mean, I don't know too many people could do a flip and just.
I mean, the only thing cooler than the Soul Snatcher, if you're going to go into a cutter move, was when DDP turned the Diamond Cutter on Eddie Guerrero out of the power bomb.
That was good. That was good.
But yeah, I'd say Soul Snatcher, Weapon X by Brian Cage is always a good one. I love the Dominator. More people need to do the Dominator. Ron Simmons doesn't get enough love.
Well, of course not. But you know why he doesn't get enough love anyway. So
You're not going to get me to say it this week. I'll let you go into your rant about it later, but I ain't saying it this week.
You've been saying it for about 3 weeks. Okay, fine.
You said you had a lot to say about it, so I'm not going to say it. I'm going to let you.
Everything. I have a lot to say about a lot of things.
Oh, you're opinionated this time?
I'm not opinionated. I just seen some facts. That's all. I mean, you said it. You've been saying it for 3 weeks, but you know,
I've been saying it longer than 3 weeks.
Right. But when you talk to people in the streets who are wrestling fans and they tell you, "Hey, this is what we see. This is what we think. It's not right." I gotta acknowledge it. I have to. It's nothing I can do. There's nothing I can do about it anymore. I mean, I try to be diplomatic. I try to be, like, nah, I don't think he is because he put the title on this woman and he's put on this woman. But it's actually not about that. It's about what about this guy? What about the people in the past? I mean, you can't like
you can't use one or two positive examples against all the negative examples that there are.
Right. So,
and again, if you're talking about putting the title on Jade, how much money is wrapped up there? They're going to say she's got to earn that money at some point.
Well, yeah, it's kind of like the Dodgers. You know, they signed Shohei Ohtani to all that money. Well, at least they get return on their investment.
I mean, Shohei is worth the investment. The rest of that team, that stacked roster, and you win the World Series by one run, like Shohei, obviously worth the money, hands down. Of any athlete in any sport ever, Shohei is worth the money all day. The rest of that team, though, no.
Did you know he only got paid $2 million for this season?
Well, that's because he's smart and he deferred all of his money.
Ladies and gentlemen, remember that. We defer all your money to later in life. Good things happen for you.
Oh, yeah, he's going to be living real pretty.
Oh, yeah. I wish the Tigers would do something like that. But okay, we ain't going to talk about that. So, this episode of WWE Smackdown this past Friday, if you've seen the headline, I said something about creative. And the reason why I say creative, you shake your head on it. If you look at the description, I said WWE and creative purgatory, they go together, man. I mean, like the creative just horrible. It's horrible. It's terrible. They tease everybody. They're gonna make some changes. They did that for like one show, and they got everybody excited about it. And now, while everybody's excited about that one move they made, they put Ilya Dragunov as United States champion. That's it. That was the only move, and we was all excited about it because it was new. It was fresh. They actually gonna make some changes, and they came out and said, "Hey, we're gonna make changes to SmackDown because our viewership is down," without saying it, and they did. That one show got everybody watching, and ever since then, they went back to the same old. Jamie will call it lazy writing. He would call it lazy creator. He would say Triple H is just horrible at his job. Now he won't say that this week because he proved his point.
I didn't say I would say that. He's 100% terrible. I want him fired. Now I didn't say I wouldn't say that.
Oh, okay.
But
but it's terrible when you have wrestling fans. It's terrible when you got people spending money to come to your shows to see their favorite wrestler, and you put on a show that is not even good enough to put on TV. And I say that because the wrestling is fine. The storytelling is terrible.
The performers and the talent are not the problem. The people that run the company, that are in charge of the company, are 100%. Mark Shapiro needs to shut his damn mouth. He is going to run that company out of business if he keeps talking. Your new thing with the whole, Shapiro. All these names are made by Vince McMahon, so we need to go ahead and change all these. Vince McMahon is the one saving grace that you guys still have. Go ahead and change the name WrestleMania and watch what happens. Guaranteed. And then they want to hold their head on WrestlePalooza. WrestlePalooza was a disaster.
It sucked.
It not only was the show terrible, it was a shitty show. But even ESPN came out and had to be like, yeah, we were expecting way better than this. And that's not to mention all the people that were all over ESPN that week leading up to it, all the money that ESPN had to dump into promoting the show, and you still had that bad of a rating.
ESPN got talent where they do not know anything about wrestling, right? No, they don't know anything. But they did their best to make the show look good and hype it up. They had a pregame set outside of Gamebridge Arena. Their talent don't know wrestling, but they did the best they could. And actually, that part of ESPN was better than the whole damn match itself, better than the whole card itself. What we get to is the WWE is always misleading their audience, and they shouldn't have to do that.
WWE is on the path of Kim Kardashian. They're just going to be famous for being famous.
The simple fact that you compare the WWE to Kim Kardashian, that's the first. That's the first. I'm not
How
saying
did Kim Kardashian get famous? Like real famous. We're not talking like just being the model for her sister's clothing line. How'd she get real famous?
Tapes.
How's WWE getting real popular with bringing every professional athlete on the face of the planet to their shows and then having to show them off in the crowd? Yeah. I mean, if you're going to prostitute yourself, you prostitute yourself to the biggest payer, ESPN.
The simple fact that we mentioned Kim Kardashian and Ray J on here,
I didn't mention Ray J.
Name, but I just said tapes. But everybody know what we were talking about.
Yeah. I mean, WWE is getting to the point where they just want to be famous and they want to be the cool kids. Like we're in the text that we had yesterday. They want to be the cool kids. So they want to take, nobody cares that Post Malone is at your show. Nobody cares that George Kittle is at his 1,000th, like we said last show. Nobody cares. George Kittle, 1,000 shows. Who cares? Jelly Roll. Yeah, I like Jelly Roll. I like Jelly Roll the rapper, not Jelly Roll the country singer, but it's cool. He's doing his thing. I don't mind the celebrity guest every once in a while, but having to cut away 15 times a show to show every single celebrity that was paid to show up in your audience. Michael Cole has to go out of his way. Oh, Post Malone's becoming a real fan of WWE. I don't care.
Or CM Punk took his hat, he started wearing it.
Yeah, like you want to be cool, and you're trying to make wrestling cool by showing the other people involved. All these people are paid to be there. You know when wrestling was cool? Back when DX was a thing, it was just naturally cool. You don't have anything nearly as good as what DX was in your entire company right now.
Oh, right now, because nothing's authentic.
Like you see all the memes on social media of like the whole 6'7" thing, and they're like, all these kids now say 6'7", 6'7". I don't even know what it means. I know it's that stupid Dota rapper or whatever. But we had Suck It. You didn't have to say Suck It. You just had to do the hand signal. Everybody knew. And kids are running around just saying 6'7" now. Doesn't even mean anything.
No. Like the one thing that I also just piggyback what you just said was that the WWE, they were already cool. So since they're already cool, you really don't have to be showing celebrities in your stands. You was already the cool kid on the block. Already.
They're trying to get more viewers. They've got as many viewers as they're going to get in the countries that they're already in. And they've desperately tried to break into India. It doesn't work. They show no love to Japan at all. You know, probably the next biggest country that loves wrestling, Japan, and you show no love to it whatsoever.
Yeah, okay, so like this is their love to show in Japan, so they'll have some house shows there. We'll let Shinsuke, we'll let AJ Styles on occasion go there for about a month or two and wrestle.
Yeah.
But we won't have a pay-per-view there. We won't have a Raw or SmackDown there live. But yet we can go to London. They can go to London. They can go to England.
They can hang out in Australia for 3 weeks at a time. They can do all that, but they show no love to Japan whatsoever.
I mean, yeah, granted, Japan crowd, if you ever watch Japanese New Japan, the crowd don't cheer, don't get into it till after the match. During the match, they're quiet, and there's just nothing wrong with it. I mean, that's their tradition.
That's just how those
Yeah,
people are. They watch the match, they enjoy the match, they react when the match is over.
over right,
That's just the way that they do it. It's
right.
not that they don't love it. And that's WWE. We've got to have the crowd chanting. We got to have this. No, you don't.
No,
And half your crowd chanting is piped in noise anyway. So
yeah, I mean, that'd be a pipe in dream for WWE if they ever go to Japan and do a Raw SmackDown. Well, since the crowd is quiet, but just pipe in all everything and then make everybody show that they, hey, woohoo. No. So SmackDown was a horrible show. It was a horrible show because you had your United States Women's Champion Julia, who you put the title on. What, about 2, 3 months now? About actually a little longer than that.
I
4?
was gonna say like 4 months.
Yeah, it's been 4. Yeah, yeah, it has been that long. And you didn't do nothing with her. She beat Zelina. Actually, Zelina Vega is really the only one she really defended the title against since Friday when she
Right.
really lost it. So you give her the title, she beats Zelina, and you do nothing with her. You give her a manager, a talking, someone to talk for, they did no winner.
She had it for about 4.5 months.
Okay,
She got it June
so
27th.
Kiana James had more matches than Julia on TV and on the road. That's sad. That
I
your
have
United States
against
champion
Kiana
did
James.
not. Hmm.
I have nothing against Kiana James. I think
Neither do
she's
I.
been screwed over. I mean, from the time that she got called up on Raw last year. Um, but yeah, how do you have Kiana James wrestling over Julia?
It's it's not even just it's not even just her wrestling over Julia. It's that they promoted her more than Julia.
Yeah,
I'm thinking like, is something backwards going on here? Like Julia is your women's champion. Kiana James is her manager slash talking piece. Your champion has to be featured more on TV in the ring defending her title against worthy opponents in the women's division. Her manager had more matches than she had. So you give the title to Julia and you do nothing with her. Oh, well, they probably come up with some excuse of, well, creative differences. Probably couldn't find the right opponent. You got a line full of women waiting for opportunities to wrestle for the United States champion. That's why you created the title. So the women who are not main eventers will have the opportunity to wrestle for that title. You put it on Chelsea Green and you didn't do nothing with her. You put the belt on your best women wrestler in the company. You do nothing with her. You took the title from her. Why? So that Chelsea Green, who I do like, so that she can be a double champion like her tag team partner, Ethan Page. Is this what we're going with? Is this what we're going with now? Since her and Ethan Page, they're the mixed tag team champions on Triple A. I don't know why. He's a double champion. He's the NXT North American champion. So because of that, you had to put the United States Women's Champion back on Chelsea Green, in which it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense storyline wise because at some point, within a month or two, Ethan Page is going to drop that title because he's going to be called up to the main roster. And for whatever reason, you had these two on Triple A as it's one thing having a match on Triple A, but it's another thing where you put the title on two people who are not part of Triple A. Granted, they are part of the same company, but they're not part of Triple A. They don't wrestle consistently on Triple A. You put the titles on them for what?
well, I think the one thing that people are going to have to prepare for, NXT is not going to be a developmental brand anymore.
It never was a demand. It stopped being
It
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 stopped being
stopped a long
that.
time ago, but they still try and promote it as, oh, they're getting called up from NXT. There's no room left. WWE would have to go through a gutting on the men's and women's division just to be able to call people up. There is no TV time left.
No, it's
Like
not.
they're struggling to keep people that are actively participating on the show week in and week out to get them TV time. And God forbid if Jey Uso runs over on time or CM Punk, those guys don't have to worry about it as much because they're on Raw. But if somebody runs over on SmackDown, you're talking about entire segments getting cut if somebody runs over. If Cody decides to run his mouth for an extra minute and a half, 2 minutes, well, now we got to cut to a commercial and the entire segment gets run out. So NXT at some point, AAA might become the new developmental brand, but NXT at some point soon is going to be acknowledged as you're on the main roster.
But see, when they did that, because I remember they was pivot to that. Hey, NXT gonna be on standalone. They're not gonna be a development league. Vince McMahon, once he got back in office and took over again, him and Bruce Pritchard killed that idea. Killed it.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of like, all right, you know what? That's a good idea. Let them be on standalone. I won't have to call up wrestlers who I don't want on Raw, SmackDown. I can keep them on NXT.
Mm-hmm.
And when he killed it, and you would think Triple H, who loved NXT, was his baby, you would think that he would start promoting it as, hey, this is their own standalone. I got my best friend down there. He's doing a okay job. Let them be their own standalone. Nah.
Michaels is doing 1,000 times better job than Triple H is.
Well,
1,000 times
at
better.
this point, I don't think that's a hard thing to do.
No, I mean, you could go pull somebody out of the grave and get them to do a better job than Triple H, but I'm just saying overall, like Shawn Michaels, just based on resume right now, Shawn Michaels has a much harder job than Triple H because Shawn Michaels, the better job he does, the more he gets screwed. The more he makes a star, that person's going to get plucked from him. Then he's going to have to turn around and do it again. Triple H has a very easy job. You just get the stars and make them bigger stars or help them develop the newer stars coming in. Shawn Michaels has to develop a star, lose that person, then turn around and do it again with somebody else. That's way harder to
Yeah,
do.
well, that goes out of credit to Shawn Michaels and his staff. They know what they're doing.
Mm-hmm. And look at the main roster. You got Road Dogg sitting around there, probably on the coke again. Who knows? Can't even get a story out to save his life. Like this whole MFT thing that they got going on. How are you going to have Ray Phoenix lose to Tonga? Like, there's nothing about that guy whatsoever. You look like a lanky wannabe giant.
No, the question is, um, why did they even have that match?
Exactly. They wanted a squash match to make this Tonga guy look like he's something to be feared.
Well, then do like they always do. Remember back in the day, they want a squash match, they get local talent.
Well, nobody. So that was the one thing about Nitro that I think really pushed Nitro back in the day way ahead of Raw. Nitro wasn't doing a lot of squash matches. They did that for the Saturday show, which what was that called for WCW? It was on Superstation, TBS, whatever. But whatever
WCW Saturday night, it was something like that.
it was Saturday night something, whatever. They saved the squash matches like that for Saturday night and sometimes on Thunder. But Nitro, that's when you were getting like the actual matches. Like Raw was still doing squash matches, like, oh, here's the Brooklyn Brawler versus some local dude. And it's like I'm watching cable TV to watch the Brooklyn Brawler. Like, come on. Nothing against Steve Lombardi, but that was the one thing about Nitro is Nitro was having real matches with like star versus star, where Raw was still doing 1-2-3 Kid versus local talent one. And that pushed WWE into having to do real matches that people wanted to see. And it wasn't just squash matches. And now you're taking guys that could be the future of your company for the next 10 years and using them to get squashed against some guy that's probably not going to be around in 2 years. Once this whole Samoan and Tongan thing dies down, all those guys are gone. The only one that would be worth keeping would be Jacob and Tama. That would be it. The rest of them could go.
Well, I don't see that happening.
I mean, as long as TKO's got a board and The Rock is on it, it ain't going to happen. But I'm saying what should happen, they all need to go because they're all garbage. Jacob is awesome. Solo's not going to ever push any ratings for you whatsoever.
Well,
Tanga Loa, terrible.
I'm gonna take away Jacob because Jacob's a superstar. So
Yeah,
Jacob ain't the one, or the Usos or Roman. I'm not gonna put them in that same category.
I'm not talking
It,
about. I meant the MFTs.
yeah,
They
my
all
thief.
can
Yeah.
go.
So here's the problem with this. It's the same thing we talking about with Jay Cargill. Is that you have these guys up to the main roster. You don't send them to NXT to work on anything.
Hmm.
You don't send them to the NXT to understand the WWE business. It's kind of like when they brought in the Motor City Machine Guns, who would, who they thought, everyone thought, even them, they was gonna go to NXT, develop, learn the business,
Well, those guys
straight
are
to
in
the
their mid to late 40s. They don't need to learn the business. They could school all these guys on the business.
true. But what's one thing we always say? A lot of people, a lot of wrestlers who come to the WWE don't know the WWE.
Oh
They
yeah,
know
because it's
wrestling
super corporate.
business, but you don't know how they do business. So that's what I'm saying. And the Motor City Machine Guns for the longest thought they was going to NXT, but because of the tag team division need a revival, they need a lot of the tag teams need some guidance. They moved them, skip all that. We're gonna put the titles on you guys, which I thought it was pretty cool, which I did like, by the way. Again, a team that didn't get a lot of title run, a long title run. And once you took the titles off of them, you barely see them now. Just
Hmm.
it's crazy. No, but my thing with the NFTs, Solo was in NXT, and Solo was good at NXT. Solo was crazy dominant in NXT. It's just to me that when Solo got called up to the main roster, I just think they don't know how to use him. I mean, use him as a bodyguard of Roman, and that was fine. He didn't wrestle a lot. He stayed quiet. He played that bodyguard role pretty cool. Now he got his own faction, and it's kind of like I don't think that Solo, for some reason, is not generate enough with the crowd. With the not he's just not. I mean, he's trying and he's doing the best he can, but it's I just don't see it right now. And then plus, I just think they're not using Solo right. Everybody else, I kind of feel they can go to NXT, work, develop a little bit more, call them up, but they
There's
don't
no
want to
hope
do
for
it.
Tongaloa.
Well,
He's
look,
just terrible.
I mean,
If you want me to ever redirect my loathing of a wrestler from Jay Uso, it would go to Tongaloa because he is hot fire trash.
was this why I tell everybody? When he was in New Japan, part of the Bullet Club, everybody except for Solo was part of the Bullet Club in that faction. Tonga Lord didn't change. The same way he was in New Japan is the exact same way he's in the WWE. The only
Hmm.
difference is his mistakes are more highlighted in the WWE. We actually pay more attention to it compared to New Japan. No,
Yeah, he still averages like a botch a match, maybe even probably closer to two. But again, he got away with it because in New Japan, people aren't watching it as much, obviously. Totally different time zone, everything else that all goes into it. Not as well recognized of a name, but yeah, he probably averaged close to two botches a match. And he's carried it on over to WWE. All the way from like run-in segments where he's missing his cues and having them have to pivot to botching mid-match, run-ins, everything. Um, just not good at all.
it's that's why I'm always a big component of, and I'm gonna keep saying this. I just said it again, I'm a big component of. Please send them to the performance center, not just to train, but to understand what they're getting into. Send them to NXT. You did it for Ricky Saints. Because Ricky
Yeah.
Saints, look, he's going to be a big star in the WWE, but you did it for him. You did it
Well,
for Jordan Grace. You did it
that's my
for
biggest
Blake
problem.
Monroe.
People that actually have a background and talent are the people that they're like, we're going to send you guys to NXT. But somebody like Jade Cargill, like, no, you had your 1.5 years in AEW. We're just going to put you right on the main show. Like, Ricky Saints has been around for a long time.
And remember, and he started in the WWE too, by the way,
Yeah. Like,
as a squash guy.
yeah, Blake Monroe, not as long, but she's not new to this. And AEW is a more relaxed environment. WWE, it's not that much different. Especially as the biggest thing with WWE, the whole NXT thing was because of the amount of travel, getting these guys used to traveling all the time. WWE's admitted they've scaled back the travel big time because they don't want to pay for it.
Yeah,
Another
that's TK.
TKO thing. We
Mhm.
don't, oh, we want to give these guys more of a break. Just call it what it is. You don't want to pay the logistics. And if, for all the things that Vince did wrong, which we all know, we don't need to go into it, Vince McMahon spent money. And he spent money to make sure people got their money's worth. I don't know if you saw Nick Nemeth like 2 weeks ago. He was talking about a house show that they were doing at Madison Square Garden. Madison Square Garden has a rule. Your cutoff time is X. If you go over it, even by a minute, they charge you $500,000 for going over.
Oh yeah, Vince don't let that happen.
No, Vince, that's Nick Nemeth was talking about this. He goes, there was 17 minutes left in the show. Me and John Cena were supposed to be the main event in the steel cage. He's like, just for them to get the cage lower to get our entrances out, we're going to take at least 10 minutes. He's like, we can't go out there for a 7 minute match. He's like, so John walked up to Vince and said, what do we do? He said, Vince just looked at us and said, give them their money's worth. He's like, we went out there and wrestled for 45 minutes. He paid the 500 grand. He's not afraid to spend money when he knows it's going to make money and give people a good show. TKO, this is an extreme exaggeration, so I don't need everybody to blow it up. If TKO had their way that they could figure out how to streamline the program and have nobody show up but the fans and the performers, and that's it, you wouldn't see anybody else back there. It'd be a bunch of robots doing the camera angles, and the talent would show up. They wouldn't have anybody there running the show if they could figure out a way to do it with AI.
Look, they want to get rid of the PLE, so trust me, they're trying to figure that out.
Oh, Vince McMahon named this Survivor Series. We must change it. Oh, WrestleMania, it's such a terrible name. We must change it.
SummerSlam.
Yeah, Royal Rumble. These are all Vince McMahon named things. We have to change them. Like, who's Mark Shapiro? Who are you?
Now this is where I do blame Vince. I would never sell WWE to TKO because of their tradition of dumbing down on everything and cutting back on things they don't need to cut back on.
Look at the production value of all these shows since TKO took over.
Yeah, it's not worth a
It
penny.
looks like a bunch of teenagers running around with a video camera. The production value has went to hell. Like the last show when I was talking about like it used to be a presentation. They had the rap, they had all this stuff that they would come out that the characters felt larger than life. That's what they're meant to feel like. Now they're coming out, you're realizing, Cody Rhodes really isn't that big of a guy when I'm standing next to him and he's walking right past the ramp on me. I'm basically the same size he is. Like these guys are meant to be like huge and like impossibly large and everything else. The women, same thing. And they're just walking out eye level, like to your kid, and it's like, oh hi, yeah, I'm actually really a tiny guy. But it's like the production value is all gone. No more
Yeah.
ramps, no more spectacle. It's just walk out from this large TV screen and then go have a match.
Yeah, so that part I agree with you on, but the part I will disagree with you is that the presentation is because when I seen Penta when he was presented to the WWE audience compared to AEW and Ray Phoenix compared when they made their debuts above nine, man, it was great. But you wouldn't know that. Me and you, a lot of wrestling fans would know, oh man, that production it's good, but it's not like it was. But still, the WWE is still above, beyond everybody else in presentation notch.
Well, it's an expectation. They are the number one. They better have better production. If the number two or number three company has better production value than you, you're not going to be number one for long. Your business is built on TV. They could talk about house shows and this and that. Back in the 60s, 70s, 80s, and early 90s, house shows are how you built your company and how you built your business. Now it's all through TV. So if the number two company does start getting better production value than you at number one, you're not going to be number one for long.
Oh,
And
of
if
course not.
AEW would invest more money in that side of the business, invest more money in production and presentation, they have the talent there that they could make a move and actually really do something. I don't know if Tony Khan's scared of spending the money or whatnot, but if they made that jump, they would actually be making some moves.
Yeah, AEW got their own issues, especially with not just their production. I don't know if AEW gonna be on TV too much longer, especially when David Zaga came out and made the statement he made. about a wrestling and was it HBO Cinemax? What's that streaming thing they got something like that?
Oh, what are you talking about? HBO Max?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. When he came out and said like, yo, he basically just said AEW don't make them no money.
He's the one that gave him a contract for TV.
And that's I'm not even talking about just on HBO Max. I'm talking about on TBS, TNT. He's like they don't make them no money, but yeah, he won't get him that contract.
Yeah,
So
you're the one that gave him the contract, bud. Like,
and, and he's the one who got to answer to his shareholders and everybody else, especially the time where the rumors are they might not be around too much longer because the Discovery might get bought out.
I mean,
Warner Brothers
I'm
Discovery
not
might
worried.
get bought out.
AEW has a pretty ironclad TV deal. The only concern would be if Netflix is the one that buys Warner Brothers, then there would be reason to be concerned because they've already got the deal with WWE.
Well, but I thought what happened to the other company that was talking about buying
There's a
Warner
couple
Brothers
company.
Discovery?
I mean, Netflix is trying, Apple is trying, Paramount's trying. Those are the three big ones that are trying to actively buy them. Personally, I don't really see anything happening with that. I think it's just David Zaslav trying to give himself another huge payday by inflating the value of their stock because people are going to want to start putting money into it. Um, David Zaslav is like Roger Goodell, gets paid way too much money to do absolutely nothing but talk. Um, but AEW in the long term, they do need to start planting seeds now of finding a good home. And whether it's starting their own, going back to YouTube and just running it on their own or whatnot, they have enough of a name now. As long as people know where to find you, people will watch. So they have an advantage there, unlike a lot of the other smaller promotions that, like, Maple Leaf. Like, you've got to go directly on Maple Leaf's site to find out when they're on, what they're doing, this and that kind of thing. AEW at least has enough of a name that people would go and look for it. And I think they're only going to get bigger as WWE pisses off more people.
Oh, well, that's every day. That's every
Well, and
day.
that's what I'm saying. Is like it's open field. WWE is not doing themselves any favors whatsoever. From coming out and saying, "Oh, Vince McMahon was way too nice with the pricing. We can eke out way more money out of these people." For what? You put on a crap program with crap presentation. There's no way I would go spend $150 for nosebleed seats to watch any WWE show right now.
No,
Even WrestleMania the last 2 years to me has been a bore.
you know how I come from. You know how I feel about Vince McMahon. I don't defend him. I know for no reason whatsoever. But I will say this about Vince. Vince wants you to come back. That's why he don't charge a lot. Because Vince wants the family to come back next time they're in town to come back and watch his product.
So
Simple as that.
it's a very simple thing. If you take it, I'm a mortgage broker. What I do is based on relationships. I build a relationship with somebody so that way when they need to refinance, they come back to me. TKO looks at it like what we would call a dialer shop. These guys that they just want to make the one transaction, they're never going to follow up with you, they're never going to do anything to reach out to you to say, "Oh, congrats on your closing" or anything. They've closed their loan, they've moved on. Me, I'm a relationship guy. I want you to keep coming back to me. Send your friends, send your family, this and that. That's how I do things. TKO, they just want to keep calling somebody on the phone. "Oh, this person didn't pick up, so now I'm moving on to the next person." They don't have any sort of relationship with the fans. They can talk about WWE Universe, this and that, throw Triple H's voice on something. There is no relationship with the fans.
It's not just the
The
fans.
relationship, the relationship that is still there was cultivated by Vince McMahon. And for as much as them wanting to erase Vince from everything, you erase Vince from everything, you have no relationship with your audience, which makes it very easy for them to change the channel.
Yeah. So it's not even the fans. Prime example, WrestleMania was supposed to be held in New Orleans.
Mm-hmm. Promoted
Now
it,
it's back in Vegas.
advertised it, announced it,
Yeah,
and
now it's
then
back in
backtracked.
Vegas. Why? Because I'm quite sure TKO changed that price.
Mm-hmm.
And New Orleans like, nah, it's okay. We'll take another show down the road.
Even if even if Louisiana didn't say no, they probably just saw the allure of the amount of money that they can make in Vegas, and probably I would suggest that they probably just screwed New Orleans over and just said, no, we're going back to Vegas. We struck a new deal with them that was better. Now, we're never going to know because they're not going to ever tell us, but for them to go as far as actually announcing it at WrestleMania, having graphics made up, advertising it for weeks afterwards, and then, oh, hey, by the way, fooled you, going back to Vegas because we got a better deal with them. I mean, these guys, they've all but said it. If we can rip you off and you're going to keep paying money, we're going to keep ripping you off.
I've never seen a company where they jack up the prices. They want cities to compete against each other. Hey, you want WrestleMania? It's gonna be about $10 million, or it might be 20 million. It might be $10 million today, but then after WrestleMania, it's gonna be $20 million.
I mean, right now with the product they're putting out there, there's nothing that they're putting out there right now that's worth it.
It's so sad.
I mean, your hottest characters that you have aren't even really relevant right now. On the women's side, Rhea Ripley and Io Sky, what are they doing? Nothing. Tiffany, she's taken some time off. She's got those nagging injuries that she's healing up. Not on TV. On the men's side,
yeah, she's seeing Ludwig's new girlfriend. She needs some time off.
There's no comparison there. How are you going to bring that back up? There is no comparison.
Seriously?
None.
Okay.
None. And I'm not even a fan of blondes. I'm a brunette fan all the way, and I'm still saying that. There is no comparison.
I can't deal with this no more. I can't deal with this. I'm not bringing it up no more. I'm just going to post a picture next time. I'm just going to post the pictures. But
fine. We'll do a live vote on the show.
Fine. We'll do that.
Fine.
All right.
Do it.
We agree.
Tiffany versus whatever her name is. But they're basically your top stars. You're not doing anything with them. On the men's side, okay, Cody's half-heartedly in a feud. Drew, your best heel that you have in the entire company, is now suspended. You've buried him every chance that you get. You've basically turned him into a walking losing streak. There's just nothing relevant going on with any of their top talent. Seth is out for who knows how long. But as far as like paying for the product, no. Like I said on the last show, I am a YouTube TV guy, and I currently don't have any of the Disney stuff, so I still can't bring myself to pay the $30 to bring the app on to get the PLEs. I'll just VPN it because there's nothing on WWE worth $30 a month right now. And Deshaun is still gone. I don't know if he can hear me or if he's actually gone. But going on to, let's see, we got the Jade Cargill segment. I get what they're trying to do. They're trying to make her like the top dog, the alpha. The segment itself was fine. The Charlotte Flair thing, also fine. They need to pair Jade up with somebody that's experienced in the ring that knows how to run and call a match while it's happening. Because Jade doesn't have that yet. We've seen that just with her timing alone since she's been in WWE. It's not quite there. Obviously, the match with B-Fab is a two-sided thing. B-Fab is one of the bigger women as far as like muscle size and everything. So it's going to make Jade look more of like a badass when she squashes B-Fab, because that's exactly what's going to happen, leading to an altercation with either Nia or most likely Charlotte. That part was fine for what they're trying to do. Still not a fan of Jade having the title right now. And then from there, I mean, you go into the Aleister Black Cody match, which it was a good left turn to try and generate some ratings. I think it should have had a little bit more build up to let people know what's going on, to get them to want to actually watch. The Drew run-in thing, it feels forced. They could have handled that a lot different. I don't know if he needs time off or whatnot, or if this is just a storyline, just taking him off TV for a little bit. But Drew deserves way better for all the crap that he's had to deal with putting people over again and again and again and not getting any reward. Cody's fine. I'm not the biggest Cody fan. I think I would enjoy Cody a lot more as a heel. He just, to me, has a natural heel persona. It feels like the babyface thing is a little too forced, and it would freshen things up. That would be the biggest and best thing that could happen to SmackDown right now, because the show itself is stale. It's not doing anything to move the numbers, and I think a Cody heel turn would do wonders for them. Because then you could keep Randy, as we've talked about on previous shows, keep Randy as the face, get a feud going with those two that could run on for a couple PLEs, 2 or 3, that could take you through the new year, leading up to WrestleMania if you wanted it to. It also opens the door for Sami Zayn. It would open the door for a face turn for Drew McIntyre, which I think would do him some good too. Um, so they do have potential. It just depends on if they have the talent that can actually put the show together into something that people actually want to watch. And I don't know if they actually have that right now, because, like we said with Julia, taking the title off of Julia doesn't make any sense. She is one of the most talented wrestlers you have, period. And she got, I think, I'm not sure. I think she had 3 title defenses, maybe 4. Um, you haven't done anything with her since she got the belt, and then you have her drop it in essentially a squash match. Oh, he's white. You are white, my friend. Oh, I don't even think you can hear me. That takes the funniness out of it. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Okay, you were white for a second. You were whiter than I was.
Hey, I'm still there right now.
I've kept them entertained.
I heard everything you said.
Oh, you heard everything I said.
Yes,
That was good.
I couldn't talk, and I wasn't.
That's why I was like, I don't know if you can hear me. I'm just gonna keep going.
Yeah, I
But
heard
you know, I didn't go through the radio program like you did, my friend. So I had to just kind of go off the top of the head.
Oh no, you did good. You did good, and I do agree with you. You said that the Jade Cargo, her situation, they had to throw Charlotte Flair because hey, she's a big girl, she's tall. Charlotte Flair about almost the same height. They both athletic built, and plus they need Charlotte to guide Jade.
Yeah,
Now the thing
100%.
is,
It's
yeah.
twofold.
So the thing is, though, the one thing that the WWE gonna have to figure it out is if you're gonna start a Charlotte Flair and Jade Cargo feud, are you gonna keep Charlotte Flair the tag team champion with Alexa Bliss?
Well, and that's where the problem is going to lie. Is I don't think I think the tease is there for Charlotte versus Jade. I don't think it's anything that's going to come to fruition for a while, because again, you've already got the thing that you're slowly building with Alexa Bliss to have those two feud. Sticking the Jade thing in there would just be a fork in the road for no reason right now. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, they're obviously going to have Jade run against all the bigger sized women on SmackDown. You're immediately having her fight B-Fab. When it comes to overall size, B-Fab is one of the biggest of the women. You've got Jade, you've got Nia, you've got Rhea, you've got Bianca, and then B-Fab is right up there with all of them besides Nia.
Yeah, B-Fab, no, she is skinny, but she's tall.
She's tall, and she's got a lot of muscle.
Muscle, right. So that's gonna, I don't want to say, it's gonna be a squash, because you really don't want to squash B-Fab against Jay, because literally you're not helping yourself with that, because both ladies are really not that in-ring performer. They're not that good. However,
in a fight, B-Fab would kill Jade Cargill in a real fight.
Yeah. So, however, though, the thing I have an issue with is that it's going to down the road, they're going to put themselves in a situation where, just like you said, that's what I call creative purgatory. You're going to have to break up Alexa and Charlotte Flair.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't know, didn't promote it. Last Legend is on SmackDown. Didn't see that coming. I'm eventually, yes, she was going to get called up to the main roster eventually. And if I remember correctly, she was feuding with Nia Jax. Now she's teaming with Nia Jax.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand that. I'm happy that she got called up. I don't know how they're going to use her. I hope they use her right, but then again, we talking about Road Dogg and his crew, so I don't see it. I just, I just pray that Jade, whenever they take the title off from her, I just pray that they put her in the ring with a lot of veteran wrestlers so they can guide her, show her the ropes, continue to work with her, because this title run right here is going to be a disaster if they just let her wrestle other women who are just as green as she is. It's not going to turn well. I mean, Tiffany, look, that was a struggle. That was a struggle. Even with Nia Jax, that was a struggle. So putting her in the ring with Charlotte Flair, hopefully she can wrestle Natty. Hopefully, they already started advertising Bianca. So when she come back, man, that's I hope they bring their A game. And I seriously do mean that. I hope they bring their A game because Jay's gonna need it.
She's going to get probably 2 opportunities with one of the veterans, and if they give her a no, she's going to lose that belt real quick. And it'll
Uh,
probably be a very long time before she gets it back.
Listen, we already know. If it wasn't for the WWE fans, Charlotte Flair would probably be still champion right now. So if she doesn't
Mhm.
work well with Charlotte, that's a problem. And how much Charlotte get criticized for being a robot, an android, excuse me. If she can't work well with Charlotte, that's going to be an issue.
And she's finally getting some personality, and you can thank Alexa Bliss for that.
Oh yeah, and not only that,
Um,
I also got to thank Charlotte Flair because for the longest time she wanted to be a face. WWE, as they always do, they want to stuff everything down your throat, and they want to be this heel. And she wanted to change because she knew she needed a character refresh. And plus, we
but
got
even
tired
then,
of.
her character really hasn't refreshed. She's still the same character. She just has a little bit of personality because of Alexa Bliss.
Well, I call that refresh. That's it. Not only that, is that everybody got tired of the WWE when she comes back from an injury. They put the title on her, and it kind of disrespects all the ladies in the locker room.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind
Absolutely.
of it kind of felt like they trying to rush her to beat her father's record. Dude, that happened organic. You don't need to rush to do this.
Yeah, a lot of her title. That's part of why I'm not a fan of her, because she got the title at times where there was no need for her to have the title whatsoever. And it was to get her to equal her dad's title run. And it was so forced and so blatantly obvious. There's women at the time when she was winning titles that had way more momentum than she did, that were just as good in the ring as she is. Like, everybody talks about how great she is in the ring. She has a lot of botches. A
Oh
lot.
yeah, she does. She does.
I would say, hands down in the ring, Bailey is 10 times a better performer than Charlotte Flair is. Consistently match in, match out.
Well, they're both good.
I mean, they're both good, but if we're talking about the history of their careers, like, Bailey's way better in the ring. Her moves might not be as flashy as some of Charlotte's, but I'm not going with just flashy moves. I'm saying just their overall amount of botches, this and that. Bailey's on the same level and hasn't gotten the same treatment that Charlotte has. And
Well,
again, nepotism is always going to be a thing, but
yeah, everybody is gonna look at Bailey being the lesser of the alleged four horse women. But if you
and Bailey's
low
the best
key,
out of all of them.
right, low key, she gonna buy end up having one of the best, one of the most successful careers out of all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Charlotte might rival her. Mercedes, I mean Mercedes, she look out for Mercedes. No wrong with it, but
Queen of
just
irrelevance.
yeah.
All the titles that nobody cares about.
And Becky Lynch,
Gets worse every time she's in the ring now. Oh my. She's not allowed to have any bumps that use foreign objects, weapons, anything. She is the worst. Whether it's the terrible head slams on the desk where her head is a full foot away from the desk. Like her matches are getting so bad.
I like Becky now than she was 4 years ago. I like Becky now than she was 4 years ago. Because now I see her work with Maxine Dupree and she's putting her over. She's working, she's doing what she can with her, and she's doing a heck of a job.
Maxine Dupree is one of the most athletic women on the entire roster.
Yeah, but working with Becky, it makes her stand out. And plus, like I said, it's one of those things where when you got someone who hasn't been in the wrestling business that long, and that's been putting in the work and time in it, and you put her in the ring with Becky, who is a veteran, who's been wrestling for a long time before she came to the WWE, it helps. And Becky's doing a good job.
Maxine is a perfect example of what irritates me with the WWE. Maxine was already in your system, already excelling at everything that you gave her, and you bring Jade in and instantly rocket her to the top. Maxine could out wrestle Jade hands down right now, no questions asked. And it's
I,
like,
I said it. I said it again, man. When it comes to Jade, that's a TKO issue, and that's a Triple
mhm,
issue because
mhm.
they so busy caught up in the moment. Oh, we're gonna make her a big star. We're gonna make her to this biggest women's star ever, and she still can be. But is it more important to have her and develop her in your development system allegedly, so she can become that big star you want her to be?
The funny thing is they want to make all these big stars. What happens when they become a big star? They
More money.
leave.
Yeah.
They leave. The only time that you had a big star that actually benefited you was Hulk Hogan. Because Hulk Hogan, he was making a movie here, making a movie there, but he was still an active full-time wrestler.
Mm, 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 mm.
These guys now, they get the acting bug, they do a movie or two, and it's like, okay, done wrestling, gonna go. How much longer do you think Cody's got before another movie role calls? And he's like, all right, I'm dipping. Peace.
Glad you said Cody, because Cody basically just kind of said it's his last contract because
Yeah.
he has 2 kids now. He wants to spend more time at home with Brandy and the kids, and he doesn't see himself as doing this like most other wrestlers, as a lifer.
Well, and he's always made it clear he wants to act. I mean, he had a
Yeah,
reoccurring role on Arrow. He was
yeah,
on like a dozen episodes of Arrow.
yeah. And plus, when we was with AEW, he did a lot of TV shows, hosting shows. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, Cody has ambition outside of wrestling. He's not long from doing this in his late 40s or mid 40s for that. Actually, he's only 40.
He's
So
40. Him and Roman both. And Roman
yeah,
also wants to get
well,
into movies.
well, Roman already doing movies, and
Oh,
and
yeah, he's
Roman
getting
already got
in
that
because of The
schedule. Yeah,
Rock.
Roman already
Like,
got that schedule where he wrestled once every 3 months.
not that anybody really wants to see it, but he's
Right,
there.
but he's already got like 1.5 foot out the door. So Roman,
And that's
it
my
is what
thing.
it
Like,
is.
pushing these guys to be those megastars, you should be wanting to do the exact opposite because they're going to go get more money doing movies, TV shows with a lot less strain on their body. So, it, no, you're not going to get another John Cena. And I know that's what they're hoping for. Somebody that's going to sign a lifetime contract. They've made no hiding about that. John Cena has a lifetime contract with them because he's always going to come back and promote the WWE. He's only ever worked for WWE and OVW. So, of course, he's not going to go promote AEW when he's never been there.
Right. See
But
what me will come to Cody though is that there might become a time where Cody Rhodes and Tony Khan might have a meeting and they might try to work things out. You don't think Cody don't think about going back to the company that he started? You don't?
I wouldn't put it past him. I mean, anybody that looks at the whole landscape of pro wrestling, there is a gigantic hole between number one and number two. One, obviously WWE. Two, obviously AEW. New Japan, I would put them in there, but they don't get enough of an audience in the West. If they could get a TV deal where we were getting them every single week out here, they would instantly kind of drop right into number two. but AEW is pretty clear number 2 over here. There's a giant gaping hole between 1 and 2. Somebody that has enough know-how that can get financial backing could pretty much come up into a number 2 slot pretty easy here. And I
Yeah,
think that's why you are seeing ICP putting more of their money, more of everything, because people don't realize it, but at one point, JCW was the number 2 promotion in the country. And that was with them putting like almost no effort into it,
yeah.
just using
Now,
their own household names.
yeah, and now they signed Vince Russo, who you said before we started the show, he already written 9 shows already.
He's not signed. He's an investor. Like he's part owner now. So he's going to put into it. They've already got Matt Cardona as the heavyweight champ. So they're putting more effort into it already. Am I saying that they're going to be number 2? No, but I'm saying if Vince McMahon or Shane decided, hey, we're done playing around, they could come back and pretty much gobble up number 2 pretty easy. And if you had a name like McMahon attached to wrestling, people are going to gravitate there because what do they know? They know
Wrestling.
wrestling.
Yeah. I want to touch on Cody because, Cody and Drew McIntyre is still having their feud and storyline. Drew McIntyre got suspended because he claimed more than the official, in which, my opinion, should be claimed more officials. But it goes to show you that we're getting another Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre match. And nothing is going to change. I'll be shocked if they get it right, but nothing is going to change.
I mean, we can say that we're going to be shocked. At some point, Cody has to lose.
The
So, like,
numbers are telling you he needs to lose.
well, yeah. Is it any surprise that the numbers on SmackDown have dwindled drastically since Cody got the belt back?
No, it's not a surprise.
There's no reason to watch SmackDown. You already know what's going to happen. Cody's going to come out. He's going to talk. He's going to get challenged to a fight. He's going to overcome the odds and win every time.
I'm not saying like when John Cena had a title, the numbers were.
No, I go back past Cena. It's like Hogan. Hogan always had the title. Hogan always overcame the obstacle to the point that you heard about it when Vince wanted him to leave for a long time, like take 6 months off, and he didn't want to do it because you had Hogan fatigue. People got tired of seeing Hogan with the belt. People are already that way with Cody because you get exposed to him a lot more than what they did back in the 80s and early 90s. There's way more exposure now. And it is. Seeing Cody with the belt is exhausting because there's never a good story. This is the best story Cody's had since he's come back to WWE as far as being champion, this story with Drew. And it's not good because of Cody. It's good because of Drew.
And that's the problem because Drew, when he fought Punk, good story. Both guys told a good story. Every work Drew McIntyre does is always good. I mean, it's one of the best. I mean, the guy is a genius.
Drew,
but he doesn't get rewarded.
He's so good. Like we've talked about, most people can naturally play the heel easier than they can a babyface because it's easier to be self-involved, all about yourself, this and that. And Drew pulls off being the heel very well.
But that's the thing.
But he has such natural babyface tones, like that CM Punk feud. If you're watching it completely objective, you know nothing about the background, nothing about the characters themselves, and you just watched what was happening, you would have said that Drew was the face. Up until he took the bracelet from Punk, that whole thing was Punk was the heel. People were only cheering Punk because it was Punk. But Drew was the face of that entire feud up until he took the bracelet, which was well into the feud. Like that was 3/4 of the way through the feud at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Drew is a natural face, and they need to embrace that. They need to have the shift. Cody needs to go heel. Cody going heel, like I said, while you were fully disconnected, Cody going heel opens up Randy Orton. It opens up Drew McIntyre. It opens up Sami Zayn.
It opens up Ray Phoenix.
Well, that's without even getting that far down. I just named off top 3 of your top guys on that show that could legitimately beat him for the belt. because we're getting tired of heel versus heel, face versus face. You need to have some good guy, bad guy. And they're so scared to let Cody be a heel that, oh, well, yeah, Cody won by technically cheating, but he only cheated because Drew brought the belt into the match to begin with. Like those little cop outs like that, it's so exhausting. They're
And not only
trying
that,
way too hard.
not only that, but what they say like it's that John Cena effect where if you make him heel, it will hurt business. Hulk Hogan went to be a full blown heel when he was in WCW, and his business, his
The
brand
greatest
grew.
story of all time in wrestling.
Right, and his brand and his everything about Hulk Hogan grew even bigger when he turned heel.
Hogan is a mid 40s-year-old something, finally goes heel, and it becomes the biggest thing in wrestling for 3 years.
Technically, technically, everybody, it was no finally going heel. When Hulk Hogan got into the business, he was a heel.
Yeah, but
Then,
we're not going
then,
back that far.
right, but then
Hogan when he was relevant.
yeah, but Vince made him a face. Hogan always wanted to go heel, just like Vince wanted Hogan to take 6 months off because you killing me. Cody Rhodes heel would do more business and it would help out his character than Cody being a face right now.
If you could have had effective writing and competent people to tell a story, John Cena going heel could have been just as big as Hogan, maybe even bigger because it would have been him by himself doing it without having Nash and Hall around. But they completely botched that. How much of it's The Rock's fault, this and that, we don't know. Doesn't matter at this point. All I know is the John Cena run has been an absolute disaster and no fault of his own.
No, but John Cena as a company man and as a prideful man, it like look to him it's all about the fans and it's all about this last run. The last time it's now. So if he's like I said, if he's happy with it, I'm not gonna complain. And we got a few minutes here because we both got things we got to do. I hope this is the last match between Drew and Cody because I don't want to see this match again. Even though I like both guys, but I don't want to see it again because I'm tired of seeing Drew getting screwed over. Just like Jesse Ventura said, "Hey, Drew McIntyre getting screwed over. Why is he getting screwed over all the time? This guy is this guy is your top wrestler. He's getting screwed. I guess Jesse was on to something before everybody else were, and now he's down to Saturday Night's main event. Probably the best part of Saturday Night's main event was Jesse
Oh,
Ventura,
he absolutely was the best part of Saturday Night's
and
main
you
event.
took that best part out. So now, really, what I had made this comment. Saturday Night's main event is just another version of a glorified televised house show.
Mm-hmm.
Now it is just a legitimate house show because you took that best part. You took the retro part of Saturday Night's main event and you
Which
took it
is
away.
what's funny about that is going against Mark Shapiro's comments about all these are all Vince McMahon. You had the opportunity to come up with a new name, but nobody's going to care about it. You need the name Saturday Night's Main Event to draw people into watching it. There's a reason you took the 80s theme to it to give it that retro feel to make people feel at home with it. People like you, people like me that grew up with Saturday Night's Main Event. You brought back Jesse Ventura to give people that old school vibe because Jesse can still talk. Jesse's comments during the cage match, I don't think were about Drew specifically getting screwed over.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was more directly, you guys suck at writing. What
Yeah,
kind of BS finish is this where one guy just walks right out of a cage? Like, come on now. And that's just another example of Drew getting screwed by terrible stories, terrible booking. Like, I don't know what more you want this guy to do until the point where people just turn the channel when he's on because they're just going to expect him to lose.
yeah. I mean, I'm quite sure Drew McIntyre did not disagree with Jesse Ventura.
I mean, it's Drew is going to turn into Brock Lesnar syndrome just on a much more severe scale. Brock comes back to put people over now. And that's why I don't get excited when Brock comes back because
He
he's
puts
coming
people
back to
over.
lose.
Mm-hmm.
You can make it look good. You can get all the hype in the world. I'm very surprised. Like him beating John Cena made no sense to me. it didn't do anything because
No, no, you're right.
if they would have built a story, if they would have done a story with it, like a comeback, like I got to redeem myself before I'm gone, and done a second match, okay. But him coming back to squash Cena, because that's 100% what it was. It was a squash match, and then we don't hear from Cena, we don't hear from Brock, and then he immediately goes into an AJ match. Made no sense whatsoever. But Drew is becoming Brock Lesnar. He's just out there putting people over week after week after week. Brock's at least doing it like, this is the first time in 2 years he's been back. But before then, he would come back once every 6 months, put over Cody, put over Roman. And that's it. He's just coming back to lose to make people look strong. Because if you could beat Brock, you must be good.
Look, I was over Brock being used to put people over ever since he lost Roman Reigns like 15 times in one calendar year.
Yeah. And the whole thing with Brock coming back, this is my whole thing with it is if you're going to bring them back, they have to win to be relevant. If you're going to have them come back, oh, Brock's back, and then he loses. And then 6 months later, you bring him back, oh, Brock's back, and then he loses. The third time, I'm like, I don't care. I don't need to watch him lose again. He's got to have wins in there to still be relevant, or it's just, hey, I'm here. It's going to be like when they brought back, Brian Christopher on Raw one time, and like the fans were completely quiet because they didn't even remember who he was.
Yeah. Here's another creative decision. I say this all the time. When Drew McIntyre got to SmackDown, he had one goal in mind. It wasn't even a title. He had one goal in mind. I'm taking out every member of the bloodline. They was running with that. I was enjoying that. And when he took everybody out, it was time to take out Roman. Now we're gonna pivot. We can't have you take out Roman. But then when they get in the Royal Rumble, a couple of punches thrown at each other, and that was it. Now we can't have Drew take it out Roman because if Drew do that, then that'll make Roman look irrelevant.
There's always been a thing in wrestling. When you're leaving the company, you put the guy over. Roman essentially is gone from WWE. You work your ultra part-time schedule. It is your responsibility to put the guys there that have to put this product on week in and week out to build them up. Because guess what? If the company goes under because nobody wants to watch the new guys, you ain't going to have a show to come back to and collect a big fat paycheck.
Oh, yeah.
And Roman at this point, you put over Bronson, cool. What have they done with it? Nothing.
I
like right now, Bronson Reed is on a higher hot streak than Braun Breaker is, but all they want to do is talk about Braun Breaker. Like, if I'm Bronson Reed or if I'm one of the guys in the back, I'm walking up to Paul Heyman and saying, hey, quit saying the future of WrestleMania is Braun Breaker and just shitting on Bronson Reed. Like, oh, you're tribal thief and the guy that beat Roman Reigns, but yeah, we're talking about this guy as the future of WrestleMania. I fully believe Bronson Reed has a much bigger future than Braun Breaker does.
Well, I always felt that Bronson Reed is like the uncrowned champion of I don't know what title. It is kind of amazing how you don't hear about Bronson Reed getting a title shot, even at the Intercontinental Championship or the Men's United States Championship or the Men's.
Bronson Reed's not going to get a title until Braun Breaker gets the heavyweight title because they're not going to let Bronson Reed look more distinguished than Braun Breaker.
But I don't understand how because, I mean, Braun Breaker already been IC champion. Bronson Reed ain't never been a champion. Not in the WWE. Not on the main roster.
Booking of Bronson Reed has been a disaster. Like, I get what you were doing with Braun Strowman, like the monster versus monster. I get that. It was actually cool. And then, he tsunami'd Seth all those times. Then it went, was that before or after the Bronson or the Braun Strowman one? That was before Braun Strowman, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Then he did the whole thing with Braun Strowman, the tsunamis through the windshield, all that stuff. They were starting to build on something.
Yeah.
And he breaks his ankle, blah, blah, blah. And then he comes back and he's instantly thrown in the vision. If that's not hey, we don't know what to do with this guy. So hopefully we're just going to put him in this group. Like, storyline wise, didn't make any sense whatsoever.
No, and it still doesn't. If people don't understand, we're going to get off and this is going to be the last comment. Not exactly. Anyhow, if you're not paying attention to what they're trying to do on Raw, I mean, it's self-explanatory. They already told you what's happening. It's going to be Roman versus Breaker for the championship at WrestleMania. Somehow, some way, Breaker going to be simple. I don't know when. Do you guys really want Roman Reigns to have the title? Do y'all really want to see him champion? Because we just seen him champion when he was on SmackDown and he had the major title. And a lot of complaints about Roman Reigns don't defend a title a lot. He's not on TV a lot. If they're going with this Breaker versus Roman for
If Breaker wrestles
WrestleMania,
Roman, Breaker's going to win. Because, like I just said.
Yeah, he has to win.
Roman,
but I'm just saying, if you just said big stars, right?
Mm-hmm.
Roman Reigns is a big star. Roman Reigns brings in a lot of money for TKO. Braun Breaker is the allegedly up and coming star. So if they pull the trigger and say, hey, you know what? We're gonna go with Roman right now instead of Braun Breaker, do we want to see another Roman Reigns title run? And remember, it's the same thing Paul Heyman said. All of this gonna conclude at WrestleMania. He said that when they started the division. All this is going to end at WrestleMania. So are we prepared for another Roman Reigns title run?
All we can do is hope that Roman takes on a movie role that makes him unavailable.
I
would like Roman Reigns to get booked into a soap opera, honestly. So that way he's busy 5 days a week for extended periods of time. So I don't ever have to see him in a wrestling ring again.
I don't think his cousin have any movie projects for him at this moment.
That's why I'm hoping he gets booked on like a soap opera.
Like Stephen A. Smith?
You know, he makes a great gangster. If you ever want to see Stephen A. Smith with a gun, what is it, General Hospital?
Yeah.
Turn on some General Hospital.
Yeah, I might have to check it out. Doubt it, but I don't know. I might check it out. I mean, I used to watch Days of Our Lives back in the day. So
certain things you don't admit on recorded media that can come back to haunt you.
What? Watch Days of Our Lives?
Yeah.
I mean, you just talking about General Hospital. You make a great gangster.
That's because I had to look it up first.
Bro, we talking about I watched Days of Our Lives back in the early 90s. I couldn't even tell you who's still alive or dead.
It's a soap opera. It's like comic books. They're all alive somewhere. They're just waiting to come back. Doesn't matter if they're 100.
I ain't talking about the character. I'm talking about the people who played them.
Oh, okay. That's different.
I couldn't even tell you. Anyhow, we're going to end this show with one of Jamie's favorite finishers. Now, and it's not the Dominator, by the way, because he already mentioned that one.
It's true.
We're going to finish this with the Vader Bomb.
Just because I say that I don't know why people don't use it, that doesn't mean it's one of my favorites. But in the uniqueness of pro wrestling moves now, it would be considered unique because nobody does it. So yes, that's fine.
Yes. So we're going to finish with the Vader Bomb by saying that, hey, the WWE sucks and they need new writers and they got to do a lot better. But when you tune in next time on a finishers move at the end of this segment, we're going to have a new finisher move because we're going to watch some JCW and some Maple Leaf Wrestling. So we're going to have new finisher moves. And as far on the signature side of the moves, that has yet to come. But we are optimistic. That's going to be great. And besides, I think the only one I've seen so far on a good signature move, and please don't ridicule me on this one, was Josh Alexander at Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling.
What about Josh Alexander?
He's the only signature move I've seen so far. That's decent on Maple Leaf Wrestling.
Okay, I'll give you that. Yeah. There's a lot of submission wrestling in Maple Leaf.
Yeah, I like that too, by the way.
But yeah, I do think I'm going to go to the TV taping for JCW because it's November 22nd. So I think I'm going to go. Maybe we'll get some Vince Russo time.
All right.
Let's hope I don't get shot or stabbed because it is at Harpo's. Last time I went to Harpo's was for a Nisham concert and somebody got stabbed in the parking lot. It's been a long time, but still.
Oh, I doubt if you could get stabbed or robbed or anything at
I'm not saying
Harpo.
I would. I'm just saying last time I went, somebody got stabbed in the parking lot.
I don't know. I think they beyond that right now, my guy. I don't think they carry knives. They might be carrying forks. I don't know.
Oh, so many jokes I can make with that.
We'll
I'll just let
fork
that
you
one
to
pass.
death, man.
I'll just let that one pass.
Shout out to Harpo's. I just lived right down the street from Harpo's back in the day.
Yeah, you did.
I did.
I don't know who's going to be at this one though. Like when I'm looking at the lunacy poster, like there's some people I don't recognize, but I see Vampiro, I see Suicide. Too Tough Tony is a mainstay. James Storm is on there. Some guys that I recognize, but I can't think of their names. But yeah, should be interesting.
All right. And with that said, everybody, enjoy your Sunday. Go Lions. Go whoever you cheer for your football. Me and Jamie will see you guys on Tuesday. Actually, no, it won't be Tuesday because Tuesday I got something. Me and Jamie will see you guys on Wednesday. So make sure you guys get your wrestling in, and we will be watching some Maple Leaf, some JCW. We'll get everybody up to date with that. And with that said, peace and love. We out. Signatures and Finishers
Later.
podcast.